YouTube, and thank you for being with me today, you guys. I just wanted to start out and say, if you guys have subscribed to my channel, thank you for the support, and give this video a thumbs up. Today I'm going to talk about my musical journey, basically my musical history. And it's been a long journey, to be honest. So when I was just about 5 years old, my parents put me in choir, and I basically just started singing in front of people. It was just the very beginning of my stage presence slash like learning about singing and harmonies and that type of thing. So ongoing, I was kind of just singing in choirs and not really singing like for myself, just more like involved in like kid activities. So then it turned into, when I got into my teens, I got asked to go on a Mexico missions trip. So prior to this time, I started learning guitar because my dad started teaching me acoustic guitar. My dad's a pastor, he's a worship leader, and he is very musical himself. He started on the drums. So he taught me how to play guitar, acoustic guitar, and I just took that and ran. I remember I heard a girl on the radio, her name was Gia Lucid, and I just started, like we had the little cassette tapes at the time, and I just pressed record and I memorized this song that she wrote about creation, about God's creation. And I memorized it, and I just played that song over and over again. Then I kind of dissected how she wrote that song, and I just started writing like that. I grew up in the Calvary Chapel, so eventually we shifted our whole family, went to a church called Revival Christian Fellowship, and that was in Menifee, California. And from there, like I think I was 19 at the time, I just started leading worship, and the church just kept growing, and we ended up being like on the radio and on TV and stuff like that. And back then it was a big deal for me because not only did I want to like serve God in that way and share my gift, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, like I'm in the spotlight and stuff. So I think for a short time, like my head kind of grew because I was being like poured into like crazy, and I didn't really know how to like manage that. I guess like I'm just this star now, and they called me like the Princess of Revival, and I didn't really understand like why it was happening. I just kind of went with it. After those 10 years at Revival, I just started doing like my own music, and I started writing more. So this is a period of time where I just kind of like shifted into songwriting, and I just decided to sit down and really try to hone in, like, is this like, like hone in my skills as a songwriter. And I was thinking, is this something I want to do like forever? Like, do I want to be a worship leader? Do I want to be an artist, a female artist? Like, to be totally frank with you guys, it's like sometimes you just don't feel good enough. You don't feel like God's going to use you because you don't feel like adequate enough. Like, for instance, I play acoustic guitar, but I don't feel like I'm that good at it. I still feel like my vocals are far above my skills in guitar. So then in 2006, I recorded an album with Nick Rodriguez, and I was like so excited. This is just when the beginning of my music like solo journey as a solo female artist. And I just remember like being so excited. And I think what ended up happening was when I went to the studio to record, I had these songs that kind of sounded like country, and I did not want my stuff to sound country. Like, I just didn't. And so listening back, like at the time, I was very excited, but at the same time, I'm like, this isn't my sound. Like, it is my sound because it's just naturally what's coming out of me, but this isn't like the goal. And I think like since then, I've just been trying to come up with like different ways of like writing and different ways of communicating what I want to express through music. So it's been a very long journey in that sense. I've also been trying to find co-writers for so many years, and I just had the worst luck with finding co-writers. It's been insane. Like, they either want me to pay them like $5,000 or $10,000, or they end up liking me. Like, there's like this weird like relationship that we have, like a friendship, and then it just like crumbles and just kind of goes ape. So that happens. And so as a female artist, like, I feel like it's very hard. You can't just like, I mean, back then it was like easier to call someone and be like, hey, let's write. But now it's like in my 30s, I found that there's so many people like that are just, they have families and they have kids, and it's just so hard to get together. So what I've started doing is it's just kind of just like setting my insecurities aside and just saying, you know what, like this is the gift that God gave me, and I'm here on the planet to do a lot of things for one, but this is one big thing that I feel like he wants me to do, because otherwise he would not have given me the gift. And I'm really trying to honor that as a person and as a Christian. And so just like knowing and like having that knowledge that he gave that gift to me, I want to honor him in that. When I got to open for Sarah Kelly, like that was a really cool like little shift, and I thought, I was like, oh my gosh, I hit the big time, you know, this is like, she's really well known in Sweden, and she's like more well known in like Europe areas, but she's like got this really unique voice. Anyways, she and I were friends at the time because she was leading worship at Revival, and I just was like, this is so cool. So she let me open for her, and that was at Saddleback Church. And somewhere in there, I got some vocal lessons from a guy named Roger Love, and I guess he's worked with like Christina Aguilera and freaking everybody. And Revival actually funded that, so I got to take professional voice lessons there for like a month. And he gave me this little CD with scales on it, and I just started warming up to that every time I would sing, and it really did strengthen my vocals. And I think people realized, like when I hit like 27 or 28, they're like, dang, your voice is really matured. And obviously maturing your vocals helps like with age, but what helped is that I was singing to like Christina Aguilera. Like I was singing all these like crazy like licks and stuff and these like trills, and that was just like, that was something I did, and that was something I practiced every single day, because that's just something that was like in me to do, and I wanted to better my vocals. I really did. I auditioned for American Idol, I auditioned for The Voice. I feel like I've just always been trying to get there, you know, but at the same time, like I've had this like torn feeling where, should I go this way in like just songwriting and go travel and like tour and like keep writing all this music, or do I go this way and do I be a worship leader and stay put at a church? So since I feel like I've been a worship leader for so long, and it's just kind of something I've done for so long, it's almost like I want to shift into this. So I've been just, you know, I haven't been writing as much as I should, to be honest, and because it's just not like a focus right now. My focus right now is just like working and making YouTube videos. But I know in my heart, like, this is something that drives me, because it's a God-given gift and it's a God-given like aspiration. But I'm just like, I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of my musical journey. It's been so frustrating at times, but it's also been really beautiful. I've had some really hard seasons where I got kicked off the worship team, and I mean, I've just been through so much stuff, and I just hope that this relates to you guys. Like, if you're ever at a church and they make you feel like, oh, you're a dirty, rotten sinner, well, you can just look at them in the face and say, well, so are you. Like, there's no difference between us. Like, the only difference is if you become, like, repentant of your sin and you say, like, hey, God, like, help. Like, what I've come to learn, and that's what I've come to grow into this month. I've come to grow to learn that this is the way to live, that you're no better than anyone and they're no better than you. Like, I don't care what their stats are. I don't care how many followers they have on Instagram. I don't care, like if they've hit the big time. It's all about how you are as a person and how you're growing, and it's what God thinks about you. Your life could seriously go from like this to this, and I've seen people work so hard and diligent, and I just want to be that person with my YouTube, and I also want to like still continue songwriting and kind of like use that YouTube channel as an outlet for my music skills. I remember I sang with Tori Kelly when she was 15, and at the time I was like, in my mind I was like, oh, like, You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool. And I didn't think anything of, like, singing with her. I didn't know who the person that she would become. I was just kind of like, wow, like, she's singing Hosanna, and it's kind of, like, off-key, and it's just thinking, like, kind of, like, judgmental thoughts toward her. I was walking into, like, a church office, like, 2 years later, and it's a church in Hemet, and my friend Jeff Johnson, he was like, hey, check out my friend Tori Kelly. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't know, like, I hadn't heard from her or heard about her at all. And then I saw, like, the stuff that she was doing on YouTube, and I was like, whoa, like, I don't remember her voice ever sounding like that when I was singing with her. It was, like, such a trip. It was, like, a whole different person. So it just goes to show you, like, you know, people grow and people transition, and it's not about, like, it's not about your stats. It's just literally about your passion. It's about your heart, where your heart is, and your journey and your goals. And it's ultimately about your dream too. Like, God put that dream inside you to go somewhere, to do something with it. And I just think it's so important that you honor that in this life and you do something with it. So I hope this really encouraged you guys today. I plan on writing, and I plan on putting more YouTube videos out there. I'm going to probably put this on both channels because I really want to express to you guys, like, I get really emotional. But I wanted to just, if you feel like you're stuck, or if you feel like you're never gonna get anywhere, and you feel like no one's ever gonna hear your music or care, it's not true. It's not true. Your heart has purpose, and it beats for a reason, and you guys have all these dreams and all these, like, amazing gifts and talents, and I just want to push you guys to do it. You know, just do it. Like, who freaking cares what everyone else thinks, you know? Just freaking do it, because this is your life. This is your life. And you get to do it because that is your passion. And you are wonderful. You are beautiful, and you are amazing. And I just want to leave you guys with that today. And know that, no matter where you are at, whether it be musically, with your art, or school, or you're a barista at Starbucks, like what I did for freaking forever. Anytime, anywhere you're at, like, God is with you. And you can live this life the way that you want. So, thank you guys for listening to my story today. It's had so many ups and downs, but I'm still going, and I'm not giving up, and I just want to say I love you guys, and I hope this brought encouragement to you.